If you're ready to start freelancing or want to start a creative side hustle but really struggle to actually get started and taking action, I have got just the thing for you today that will help you stay productive whilst also making time for the things that you love. As somebody that started a business alongside studying at university and has used it to springboard my freelancing career, and I've been freelancing and running a business for the last 5 years, I could not live without the systems that I have created now, and I wish I could go back in time and give them to my younger self to save them so much stress and hassle in actually trying to figure out how to use your time the most effectively when you're trying to build a business or go freelance. I'm going to be walking you through the 5 Notion templates that I couldn't live without to run my business, and it's going to show you how you can plan your time, manage client projects, and keep track of ideas for content for social media all in one place to make it a lot more simple for you to manage, but also help you be a lot more productive and less stressed too. And if you want this Notion template for yourself, I'm going to leave a link down in the description with a free download of this template. I'm going to show you inside my Notion dashboard. So this is inside my own personal Notion dashboard, and I'm going to walk you through the 5 different pages that I use all the time with Notion, and you can see how I use it, and then at the end I'll show you the actual template that you can use as well. So first of all, we land on my dashboard page. So this is where I check into every morning when I start work, so I can see all of the different tasks that are on my to-do list, and I also use this to plan my week as well. So at the top we have a goal setting section where I can put in my goals for the year and any coaching actions that I'm working on with my different coaches that I work with for my business. And further down, we have a time. So this is really useful just to keep track of. Obviously, sometimes the time can run away with us when we're working on different things. So I quite like having a clock there to keep me on track. Along the side, we have, on the left-hand side here, we have the daily navigation. And this is the main pages that I'm going to walk you through today, because these are the pages that I use all the time when it comes to Notion. So we have my daily highlight, my client project management board, my yearly, weekly planning overview, and my content strategy for one of the main campaigns that I'm running. So I'm going to walk you through those in a second, but we're going to start with my weekly plan. So the idea behind this weekly plan came from another YouTube creator called Daya, who I will show you now, who is an amazing creator. She creates lots of freelance content. So if you haven't heard of her before, I really recommend it. And I'll also pop a link to her template that she shared in the description as well. So you can see what hers is like if you find that more useful, or depending on the way you plan, you might find the new template useful. But I have kind of taken some of the things that she had on one of her templates and integrated that into my week to make it work for me. So I have my weekly plan here, and as I go through the week, I will add in more things to my calendar, but I tend to plan daily or the day before and add in all of my to-dos for that day. So the way this works is you can assign the day to it. You tick it once you've completed it. You can choose your priority, so whether it's urgent, medium, or low, the time estimate of how long it takes you to do that task. And that's one thing I found really useful, and this was from Daya's template as well, is it adds up the number of hours that you have in that day in terms of work or things that you're doing. And I also include any life things in this list as well. So you'll see that I have like the gym on there, or if I have going for a walk or going to the shops, things like that will also go on there, just so I can see where I need to put it in my day and manage my time. I've also got a container so I can add that to events. So that's prepping a talk for tomorrow, and also planning in what kind of category this is in. So you can add all of your own category names in here, and the same with the containers as well. So you can choose what you call this and what you use to categorize the different things. So I have events, I have the marketing campaign, I have YouTube, I have meetings, I have mentoring, I have client work, and they're all my different containers used to break down my tasks. So this is on my homepage on my dashboard. So this is what I use as soon as I log in to work in the morning. Then further down, I have my projects board. So this is just where I can put an overview of the different projects I'm working on at the moment. I need to update this with a few new projects I have have on the go at the moment, but it's just a way that I can see an overview of all the different projects in one place. So if we go back to the side of the navigation here, I'm going to go to the daily highlight collection next, as this is the next page that I'm going to walk through. And all of these pages are on the template, so you can grab your own and customize it to you. So over here, we have the daily highlight collection, and this is where I collect my ideas from my day, and these can be used for content, can be used as a journal. But the idea is, as you go through life, as you read books, as you watch YouTube videos, you probably come across so many little nuggets of information or things that you find interesting. And it's really easy to forget about them afterwards or think, oh, I will remember that, but then it just completely slips your mind. So I wanted to create a place where I could put all of my ideas in one place. So the idea with this is that you have different categories and you add in different things depending on what you've learned and what category they're in. So they also have these little prompt messages, and when this video loads, you will see that this particular quote, this particular idea has come from an Ali Abdul video. So he's another YouTuber that is really interested, especially in the productivity space. And he shared some information around why it's important not to just focus on a job title and think about what it's actually like to work within a job and what your day-to-day life will look like once you get into that role. There we go, the video has loaded now. And we can see here that I have broken it down to 3 sections, and I use this through a template on there. So I just click on a button and it prompts me with these 3 questions, which was, what was today's highlight? Was there a key takeaway I learned? And any content ideas below. So I can write in here anything that I found interesting, and this helps me when I come back to it afterwards to know, okay, this is what I wanted to speak about, or this is what I found was interesting as a takeaway. And if I decide that I want to turn this into content for myself, I can move this across to a content column, and I can add that into my ideas for my content. So I'd add it over here to the potential LinkedIn posts. And this is where I would look whenever I come to pulling out my LinkedIn content. I will look in this folder, in this line, to figure out what I want to post. So I'm not staring at that blank white piece of paper and thinking, what on earth do I talk about today when it comes to my content? So that's the daily highlight collection. Then we have the client project management board. So I've blanked out the names here just for confidentiality to keep them private, but they are different people that I'm working with on different projects. And whenever I get a new lead come in for a bigger client project, I will put them into this category. Then I will add in how much they would pay me for that particular job or that particular service. Then I would go over and look at what type of contract that might be. So would it be one-off? Would it be monthly? Would it be a longer term? And then I'd look at the time commitment as well. So the number of hours that would potentially take me, and then look at the stage that they are in terms of onboarding them to work with me. So this is where I put all of my leads. So when I talk about leads, I mean people that have contacted me or I've contacted them who've indicated that they're interested in working with me in some capacity. So on here, I have created my own categories, which include onboarding, onboarded, so if they're working with me already, work agreed, so if they've said, yeah, happy to work with you, just need to agree a date, meeting planned, so if they're trying to book in to have a conversation about a potential offer, pitch deck sent, so that I do that prior to the meeting, briefing stage is where they kind of tell me what they're looking at, confirming contracts is when we're signing contracts together, ghosted is when you get ignored by a lead, and postponed is when people have said, actually want to work with you but maybe not right now, and then you can circle back with them in a couple of months. And then I will put a next step category here, so I'll be like sending invoices if they've already onboarded, I will follow up with them in 2 months if they've postponed, I will probably take them off my list if they've ghosted me after a while, and then the other people that want to work with me I've just put through a discussed plan of action. So this is a really useful page for just keeping track of those different projects that you're working on, because when I used to try and keep them in my head, I just forget about the different things, or in my emails I try and remember everything that I was communicating backwards and forwards with different clients, and this way is just so much easier to look at it from a bird's eye view. So next we have the content strategy. So this is for a campaign that I'm running at the moment called Confessions of a Creative. And how I use these boards is by adding in all the content ideas and scheduling them for different days of the week. So this is a brand new campaign that's only launched over the last few weeks. And I used to have all of my content on the same Notion calendar. So I had it all on this page, whether it was for my personal LinkedIn, my company page LinkedIn, my TikTok or my Instagram. I used to have it all under the same thing. But I actually found that was a lot more complicated in terms of looking at it as a bird's eye view. So what I tend to do now is I've separated them out. So I have my LinkedIn, I have Instagram. So if I go forward, I'm on the wrong month. There we go. So Instagram, and then TikTok would go forward, and you can see all the different TikTok posts I have planned. And then the same for YouTube. So YouTube is less frequently because I'm still building that up at the moment. And as you can see, I'm focusing more on LinkedIn and TikTok, but these are really good platforms that you can use to kind of build your freelancing or your creative side hustle. So you might decide you only need one of these or two of these platforms to focus on in the beginning. So you just have those two content calendars. And if we click onto one of these, you can see the breakdown of the stage that we're at. So we've got the add caption and we've got create photos and text, which is the next step. So this will help me know where I'm at. And you can also add different views in here so you can see the content at different stages. But I found that super useful for knowing, okay, I have this to do today, or I need to start adding more content to the content calendar as well. Finally, if you are going to focus on social media, which you probably will be if you are a freelancer or trying to build a side hustle, tracking your metrics around your social media can be really useful just to see your progress. So on here, I have my LinkedIn tracking. So this is one of the main platforms I've been tracking for over the last 5 months or 6 months. So as you can see, I had started out at 1,835 followers, and I'm currently on 4,735 followers within a couple of months. And I found this so useful to track the engagement, to track my impressions, and see whether I've hit my targets, which I have done on a few occasions, which is really exciting. And if I've got close, so on a lot of them I've got quite close to my target, which is really good. So it's been great to kind of see which areas I need to work on more, which areas I need to put more time into, and how I can use this to help track my growth over time. Because looking back and seeing how I started on only just over 1,800 followers in December, at the end of December, and now I'm looking closer to 5,000, you can really see that the progress is there, which I probably wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't have tracked my progress with my metrics. So this could be a really useful template if you are trying to grow your social media channels, or if you're a social media marketer and that is your freelancing side hustle that you're working on, then this could be a really great template for you. So if we go back to the dashboard, you will be able to see how I use all of those different pages in one place. So we have all the daily navigation. I have more pages that I particularly use for my business, which I could go into detail on another time if you are interested in seeing a part 2 to this. But I really like the fact that I keep it all in one place, and that just helps me stay on top of it. I hope you found those templates really useful, and I'd love to know which one you want to start using to help you run your creative side hustle or start working with freelance clients. As I said before, the link to the template is down in the description, so if you want to get your hands on it, go and grab that down there, and I will see you in the next video. But make sure to follow if you are looking for more Notion, productivity, creative career content, because I'm going to be sharing lots more videos very soon. See you in the next one.